Jealous men hate when you choose peace over their insecurity. Let me preface this by saying, number one, men don't give a darn about what we say, they care about what we do. And I say that to say that telling a jealous man that, oh, I don't know why you're acting like that. You shouldn't be jealous of me. You should be trying to get yourself together. You should do this. You should do that. Men do not respond to that kind of thing. They respond to our actions, not our words. So if you're dealing with a jealous man, or you need to know how to deal with a jealous man, you deal with him by focusing on yourself and continuing to do what you're doing. When a man is jealous and insecure, he will try to hold you back. But the test comes in when you simply don't care about his jealousy and his little humbling tactics. Men who are jealous constantly try to humble women. And when you don't allow them to humble you, when you keep focusing on being your best self and leveling up and doing what you know to do, jealous men will not like that. They will either walk out of your life or they will change their ways. But jealous men do not respond to us saying, why are you acting like that? I don't understand. Trying to reason with a man a lot of times, even when the man is not jealous, because just a lot of men in general, especially when they have a more stubborn nature, they don't respond to us by what we say. They respond to what we do. So when a man sees that, okay, you don't care about what I'm saying, you don't care about how I'm acting, sometimes, and I have to say this, you almost have to treat men like children sometimes, because especially with little kids, when you give a lot of attention to the little silly behaviors that they do, they tend to keep on doing it. But when you let them feel the consequences of their silly little actions, that's when they course correct. That's kind of the same way with men. And I don't say that in a disrespectful way. I say that out of 20 years of almost being married and out of being a woman who has dealt with men in my life, in my family, men learn by trial and error. They do not learn by words. They have to feel the fire in order to know that it's hot. Anything that a woman says to them will not register until they go through it themselves. And that includes their little childish behavior and petty, jealous ways. If they feel intimidated by you trying to make them be a better man, saying, oh, won't you go to school? Oh, won't you start a business? Oh, won't you do this? Won't you do that? A man will not do anything that he does not want to do. And believe it or not, as women, because we have that nurturing spirit about us, and we want to see, most of us as women, we want to see everybody do great. If we're doing well, we want to see other people do well. And especially if it's the man in your life, you want to see him level up and do well too. Well, if that man does not have the motivation or ambition to do well, you constantly nagging at him to do well is not going to do it. And if he is jealous and envious of you, number one, that's not really a man you want to deal with anyway. But some men have moments, and I'm giving men a little bit of a benefit of a doubt right now. Some men, just like women, have seasons in life where they feel a little bit insecure about themselves. They might not be at the place they want to be at right now. And you, as his woman, you might be just making great strides in your life. You're doing a lot of different things. Like, this is your time. And he might not be able to handle that. Not necessarily because he's jealous of you, but just because he's not satisfied with what's going on in his life. And when you're dealing with a man who's feeling that way in that season, the last thing you want to do is slow yourself down because he's not comfortable with where he is. But what you don't want to do is constantly try to formulate a plan for him to be better. As women, we have to understand that it's not our job to build up our men. It is our job to be there to support and encourage, but we can't make them be great. We can't make them be men. We can't make them accomplish and do and all of those kind of things. It took me years to understand that my man, that men in general, they learn from actions, not words. So if your man sees you being the kind of woman who is starting a business and doing well financially and whatever else you're doing, not even financially, if he just sees you being more confident, then most of the time men will follow suit because they see you as that example. And while men are the leaders, I see men as the leaders. The way I heard this analogy before about men are the head, but we are the neck, that is true. Like literally, whichever way you turn, if a man truly loves you and wants to be with you, he will turn that way. He will see what you're doing and acquiesce to how you are. But if a man is so jealous and envious and insecure, he will try to sabotage you. He will try to hold you back. And that's one thing you cannot do. So as women, you have to understand that men don't follow what we say, they follow what we do. So if you are going to be the type of woman that doesn't want to deal with the jealous man and the man you're currently dealing with is jealous, I would say if he's not your husband, number one, drop him. Number two, if he's your husband, and he's just having a season. I'm not saying he's a jealous man, because a jealous man, that's something you really need to fix. But if he's having a season of feeling insecure and he takes little shots at you because he's just not feeling good about himself, he loves you, but he's having a moment of trying to make you feel like, whatever. You want to show him better than you tell him. You don't want to constantly talk about why this, why that, because it doesn't matter. Keep doing what you're doing. I've had seasons in my own life where I had to act like my husband didn't exist. I'll just have to be straight up with you. I had to act like he didn't exist. Whatever you're going through, I love you. I'm here for you, but I got to keep going. Like I can't sit in that woe is me. And you have some men who have that pitiful kind of way about them. I'm not saying that all people have moments where they feel down. I'm saying you have some men who have that woe is me. They just feel so pitiful, don't do nothing, can't do nothing, don't see no other way of anything, And that's a hard thing to deal with, especially if you're a woman who always sees your glass half full. You don't want to deal with a man who always see the negative and don't see any way out. And that's where your actions come in. Either he's going to stick around or he's going to be gone. But a jealous man, he doesn't care that you say you need to stop being a hater. You need to stop doing this. He's going to try to keep talking. And the more he talks, the more quiet you have to get. The more focused on your goals and aspirations you have to get. The more focused you have to become on being that better woman. Because when he sees you leveling up, he's going to suddenly think, oh, she's bypassing me. And that could be a positive, because a man who truly wants to be with you, he's going to level up as well. He's going to say, okay, I got to get my stuff together. Like, no more of this, because my woman is doing a lot of things and I want to be a part of that. But then you have some men, they are so venomous with their envy and jealousy that they want to try to sabotage you. And that's a whole different video. But as women, you have to understand that when a man is dealing with jealousy towards you and he tries to sabotage you, get quiet and get focused on your goals. Do not let that man sabotage you, and do not let his little sayings and stuff distract you from leveling up. When a man is feeling insecure about himself and he's in a relationship with you, he might go through a season of trying to make you feel like you need to slow down to make him feel better. By no circumstances do you do that. Men learn by our actions, and not just us, just in general. We can't always step in and try to fix them. And I've said this in previous videos. It is not our job to fix a man. It is our job to be there to nurture and care and support him. But if he's being jealous and petty, that's his problem. You continue to level up, and either he will follow your example or he'll be gone. Simple as that. But men do not follow what we say, they follow what we do. You can talk until you're blue in the face and tell him how he shouldn't feel. He will still feel that same way. And actually, the more you try to reason with a man, the worse things get. Keep doing what you're doing, focus on yourself, and that man will come around, or either he'll be gone. Period. Like and subscribe to the channel and share this content. Hit the notification bell so that you're aware when I post a brand new video. If you watch this video until the very end, hit the high heel emoji in the comment section. I absolutely love to see it. Take care.